About 110 AD, just a couple of decades after the Apostle John penned the Revelation, Ignatius, the Bishop of Antioch, wrote these words: "The last days are upon us. Weigh carefully the times. Look for him who is above all time, eternal and invisible." Every generation is certain that what they face in the world is an existential threat to the very survival of humans on the earth. In every generation, Christians are faced with the tension of hope and despair. Hope in the imminent return of our Lord Jesus Christ to gather his church for that great trip to glory. But we despair that our day-to-day life is more debased and more sinful and ungodly. There has never been absolute peace in the world. At any given time, there is conflict because of man's sinful nature and pride. Conflict exists on the macro and the micro level. Christians know there will not be peace until the coming of the Prince of Peace. So what are we to do? Francis Schaeffer, the preeminent Christian scholar of the last century, began his seminal work, How Shall We Then Live?, with these words: "There is a flow to history and culture." Yes, there is such a flow, and Christians had better know which way the culture is flowing. Christians have been called upon to be salt and light in a tasteless and dark world. And while we long for our rescue, we are also called upon to occupy until Jesus comes. We must not cede any ground, but rather we must stand for what is right and holy. We must stand firm in the face of evil and ungodliness. The words of Jude to the early church are relevant for us today. "Beloved, when I gave all diligence to write unto you of the common salvation, it was needful for me to write unto you and exhort you that ye should earnestly contend for the faith which was once delivered unto the saints." Now more than ever, the world needs the penetrating salt of the gospel. We must avoid the trap of being irrelevant and without effect. Are we listening to the cries of our generation? Are we in tune with the melody of this post-Christian era? The church is the hope of the world. It is God's channel of blessing to the world. Our theme for this year is Steadfast. It means that we are committed to the faith of our Lord Jesus Christ. In echoing the words of the Apostle Paul found in 2 Timothy 1:12, "For we know in whom we have believed, and are persuaded that he is able to keep that which we have committed unto him against that day." Church, let us remain relentless. Let us remain resolute. Let us remain unflinching.